Do you train in the off season then? Is it one of those things where obviously you have to keep training to keep rolling, but you're not competing in the wintertime at all indoors or anything like that? Or is it strictly an outdoor?
No, I do a lot of training indoors on the rollers in the off season. And then I usually head south to a warmer climate to train throughout the winter just to get some mileage on the road because there are some things that you just can't do inside. So last year I spent the winter in Arizona, and the previous years I spent the winter in Florida. I preferred Arizona a little bit because the coffee scene is better. But it's true that you do see me a little bit all over the place on Instagram. And that's one of the reasons that I love social media, because I get to live so many cool adventures through what I do as a professional cyclist. And social media is such a fun way to share that with everybody and interact with everybody and kind of let them follow along on all the great experiences that I get to live.
Well, it showed me basically we have a mutual love of the Leverpresso blend, and I found you that way just through a hashtag. It was the funniest thing. And
no way.
And because you use it a lot, and now you must also be the most caffeinated cyclist on the planet, I'd have to think, because what you're traveling with gear wise is some pretty heavy stuff. It's pretty great to watch you break it out every day and show the world, coffee on the go, coffee in the hotel. Anyone who travels like us who did, for a living and where we go, it's always a struggle to find great coffee in a hotel, but outside of, you don't always have time to just go out and explore the city. Sometimes you're just in for a day and out, or you got a full training schedule like you do, I'm sure. So being able to say travel with a great bean or great product to make your experience better, I'm sure is a godsend. So
it makes all the difference. And like I mentioned before, with all the travel and being on the road all the time, there's a big sense of, I guess, instability, which can be thrilling, but it can also be kind of exhausting in a way. And when your job is to perform physically at the top level, the instability of the lifestyle and unpredictability, I guess, it can be a little bit of a challenge. So to kind of not necessarily eliminate that factor, but to kind of lower that, I try to maintain a consistent routine regardless of where I am in the world. And the one thing that I can maintain is to start my day off with an amazing coffee. So that's why I travel with this really cool coffee gear. It's just so that I know that regardless of where I am, I'm going to have my little coffee routine in the morning. I grind my beans with a hand grinder, not just to have the freshly ground beans, which makes all the difference, but just because, it's part of the ritual, I guess. And then it's so much fun to play with the different gadgets that I have. So like you mentioned, the Leverpresso, I use like AeroPress. I have different accessories for my AeroPress too. I have a plug-in mocha pot. I do pour overs. I have like these foldable paper pour over filters that are from Japan, actually, that are really, really cool. Or I have, plastic and glass ones. I have so many coffee gadgets. And I love playing with them and trying them out and just tweaking my methods of brewing coffee. And, I just enjoy having that little session of me time in the morning, having my coffee, and yet then, I'm ready for whatever the day throws at me.
How much time do you have to go through that process? Like, do you build it into your day? Is it one of those things where it's nothing happens until that happens?
Yeah, well, usually I'll look at my schedule, I'll look at what I have to do in the morning, when our departure for race time is or whatever my obligations for the day are in terms of training or racing or sponsorship stuff or anything. And then I'll kind of work backwards. I'll be like, okay, I need to have at least 1 hour just to chill out. And, sometimes the coffee making is super fast. When I'm at home, I just pull a couple shots of espresso, and that doesn't take much time at all. But I still like to just chill out and enjoy the coffee and kind of just savor it, So I like to have 1 hour in the morning just to chill out.
How did the Leverpresso thing come about? And I'm traveling with one on tour, and it's my lineup at the office is growing as people start showing up for mini espressos and espresso on the go.
It's so cool, isn't it?
And it is a very cool product, and you guys can all check it out. Well, you should just go right to Lex's Instagram page as soon as this interview is done, because it's one of the funnest Instagram pages I've seen, and it's very informative, and she's putting up daily stories about how she's making it. I'm sure Leverpresso's loving you. So my office is lined up daily now. People are coming in either for an AeroPress or they're coming in for the Leverpresso, and they're always asking about it. How did it come together for you? Did you actually purchase one, or did you find it online, or how did you find it?
I actually discovered Leverpresso through a company called 8 Ounce Coffee, and they're based in Alberta, Canada. And they have like all of my dream coffee gear, like from cups and from, actually, you know what? They even have single origin lip balms. So they have like cups and mugs and coffee gear, like the actual physical gear that you use to drink coffee, and like vessels, I guess you might want to call them, and lots of different brewing contraptions. So they're the ones that made me discover Leverpresso, and it's become my favorite manual espresso maker, because there aren't a lot of things that can create as high of a pressure as the Leverpresso can create, and that high pressure is what creates a really good espresso. And if you have fresh beans and if you grind them properly, then you can actually get like a good crema on your espresso, actually, which previously I'd only ever been able to produce with my actual machine at home.
It's funny because I'll be thinking I'm doing it right, and I'm trying to get the dose down, or I'm trying to get the grind down, and then every now and again you'll post a new video and I'll be like, well, yeah, I guess I better change it just a little bit.
Thanks for stopping by, friends, to the Brenton On Tour podcast channel on YouTube. Coffee, music, travel, life, all of those things, one page, lots of guests, lots of chatter. We talk about all of it. If you like it, subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment. I'll get back to you. Thanks, friends. See you next time.